Hello, hello, hello. Who do we have out there in the void of space tonight for another Space Engineers update? Let's have a little look. Hello guys, welcome. It's good to be back. And right off the bat, I am joined, this way, by Marek. Marek, welcome back to the Keen live streams. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic. There we go. So I think volume should be good now as well. Very good. But yeah, we're streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So back on both platforms. Fantastic. And we've got so much exciting stuff to go through tonight. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting, for the drop and the trailer. So we won't keep you too long here. But Marek, do you want to kind of just go over actually just how big this update is? Right?
Yeah, it's really huge. There is nearly 100 new blocks or block variants, so that's a big thing. And it also is fixing more than or nearly 100 bugs. So this is also like bug fixing oriented release. And it's something different than the last update. This one is focusing on industry, so it's an interlude from Warfare, and we will get back to Warfare, later or after this one.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm excited about this update and to see again what the people will create with these new blocks and new possibilities. And I'm also excited about the future of space engineers and how we will work on the game in the future.
Definitely, we've got a lot of stuff ahead of us, and obviously, we said earlier this year, this is a year of war in space engineers, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be stuff for the builders and the people who prefer more peaceful play. So definitely, this is, I think, going to show that even though this can be the stuff in today's update can be used in war, in the kind of the machine of war and all that, it can also be used by people who who are not so into combat. So definitely. With that said, yeah, combat still big focus this year, and you'll see more about that a little later. And also, I think you guys have seen some of the teasers that, for the stuff that's in this update, and some of these teasers have been, these have been mods that have been created over the years. And I think, Marek also has some feelings on that as well, right, Marek?
Yeah. I want to thank the modding community, and we have included a special thank you in my blog post. Yeah,
big shout outs to the modders whose mods have been so useful for the community and in opening their creativity. So really happy that some of these mods are kind of make it into vanilla. They've all been built up from scratch. It's not like a copy and paste kind of job. It's all the models have been created from scratch, or the build states. But still, the idea of the original way people have been playing them has via mods. So yeah, big shout out to our modders who make this community so great. And I think we cannot give the modders in general a shout out enough. So I think, Marek, we can have a little chat in a bit, but what do you think? Do you think it's time do you reckon the chats are ready to release? What do you let's see. Anyone in the chat, you guys ready? I think they're ready. Let's have a look here. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, they're ready. Okay. Let's roll the clip then. Let's do it.
Do you have what it takes to be a space engineer? It's not about the battleships. It's not about the resources. It's not about the gear. It's not about the technology. It's not about the armor. It's about your need to create. It's about you.
And there we go. There it is, guys. Heavy Industry and releasing today. And I think, Marek, I believe you're going to give the go-ahead to release that update, right? What do you say?
Yeah, so release, make the release.
Unleash the beast. So I'll get up the screen here as well, guys. Hold on. Let's see. So a lot of blocks in this update. I believe this is probably, including all the variants, I think this possibly could be the biggest like single release of new blocks and variants ever, I think, in a release, right? I think even going back to the release of Space Engineers out of early access, I think this really has the highest number of blocks and variants included in both the free and the DLC here. So let me just get up the title here. There we go. So let me just there we go. Let's put this here. And how was it for you, Marek, kind of developing this and shifting away from combat? Because I know you love this industry, this like really heavy metal kind of engineering side of the game. So how was it like watching these blocks come to life?
Well, it was nice.
So I was gonna do this. There we go.
Yeah, it's something I'm always looking forward to, because more engineering, more industrial stuff. That's what Space Engineers is about. It's not about the opposite of that. So it's making me happy.
Definitely. It's I will jump into the game in a minute because there is a lot of stuff to get through here, and I'll just quickly show. There's that was our new kind of splash. Well, one of the splash screens we've got there. So, other than the update, is there anything else that you'd like to talk to the community about and shout out today?
Yeah. Two things. First one is the announcement of the live stream that we together want to do next week, and also together with Olga, we'll be playing through Orangerie blueprint or scenario that one of the community members, he recreated Orangerie, our headquarters in Space Engineers, and I saw it a couple months ago, and I was like so enthusiastic about this, and I wanted to show it as early as possible, but because of COVID and everything, we didn't have a chance to set it up properly, so we waited, and next week we'll be basically playing together with Joel and Olga, maybe somebody else who will join, so we'll be playing through this Orangerie scenario, walking through the rooms and commenting, saying that, for example, this is like one-to-one copy or replica. Somewhere there are some, details that are different. But in general, actually, I would say like it's 90% or maybe even 98% correct. So that's quite fascinating, because I know that he never visited Orangerie. So he just like got it from
pictures and stuff, yeah. And the live stream. And
the live stream that he made. So it's really fascinating, but like there are some places where he took some kind of creative freedom or some artistic license, and it's actually quite funny, because I know what is the true reality, and then things are slightly different, and it's probably also the best part about it. So this is the first thing, announcing the live stream next week, Thursday, same time like today. We'll be live streaming this scenario and having, I think, a lot of fun. And the other thing, I want to talk about the next update that we will be working on. So it will be Warfare 2, and as I hope people were guessing, and we'll be focusing on new weapons and new kinds of weapons, big improvements to combat, and quality of life changes. So this is, I would say, like high-level description of what we are.
This is big. I think this is a big one for our players. I mean, new weapons, new kinds of weapons, big improvements to combat, and quality of life changes. So definitely some really exciting stuff coming to do with Warfare later this year. And some of this stuff will definitely be I think, bigger in terms of gameplay changes to Space Engineers as well, because that's something, of course, that we hear all the time from the players is, you guys, you want more things from the gameplay side of things to be developed more. So this is, I think, these things will take combat to the next level. And yeah, really, really excited for that. We're going to go through all the DLC in just a little bit. We're going to have, we've got a couple of guests coming on today. We've got Sander, who was kind of in charge of this update. We've got Natiq to talk about the art and all this beautiful blocks you see. And then we'll have Aaron at the Kianata to finish to answer all the questions. So definitely stick around, guys. If you've got questions, we're going to go for the blog post, go for all the new updates, features, and all the stuff included. There's a really cool scenario actually added to this, map added to this update as well. So we'll go through all that in a bit. But yeah, I know the team at Keen Software House is definitely excited for the future. And it's been how's kind of it been kind of an update, I guess, on the COVID situation, Marek? Have people been coming back to work and stuff, coming back to the office, should I say, more? They're starting to happen?
Yeah, some of the people, but it's really rare. Most of the people are still on home office, and we need, I would say, like leaders or people who will, like go by example, and they will start coming to office, and then the other people will join. Because now, when people are becoming vaccinated, it starts to make sense. So some people are starting to come to the office, and we will see in coming weeks. So, but anyway, even the remote work works well, and we have been hiring a lot of people lately, thanks to like being able to actually do the remote work and having it as a standard thing in Keen. So that's very good because we are able to hire much more people, or basically choose from bigger pool of people. So it's really great. I think it's beneficial for the game, definitely. So that's that. And other than that, I think we are doing quite well, and I'm looking forward to like bigger changes in Space Engineers that we are planning for next year. And I cannot say, like the details, because we still need to clarify them. But we have, with Sander and others, we have pretty good idea about the vision of these new changes, and I think there will be bigger changes, and we need to trickle down the details of these changes and improvements, and then we'll look on them. But for me, it will be quite a big step in Space Engineers. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Definitely.
To what we will do next year.
Yeah, still, I know there's always a speculation if like, is there still more updates coming? And yes, there is plenty of things in the works. And, we are constantly looking and assessing how the community is changing and evolving, and seeing how the players, the biggest requests and the requests kind of shift as well. Because I think there are the big ones, obviously water and NPCs are ones that have always been there. But there's been, I think, sometimes the shift and the feeling of the sentiment of the community can sometimes change towards certain areas, like even more so. So definitely we're always kind of paying attention to what's going on there, and I think you guys will be happy with some of the bigger things we have planned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I think, Marek, we have a slight issue. The DLC, I believe, isn't released yet. So I think I'm seeing some comments in the chat that you guys aren't able to pick up the DLC yet. Is that correct?
Erin is signaling something. So.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Is it live on the Keen store, or is it not live anywhere? Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so apparently it's unlocked in 7 hours on Steam. So Steam, it's releasing on 7 hours. I'm just curious. Also releasing today in the update is the sounds of Space Engineers. So yes, you'll be able to play all of these fantastic tracks that you've been hearing through the intro and through the current the stream so far. All of these tracks, the very kind of action, this elevator music, and more will all be available via the sound block and jukebox for you guys to listen to some stuff in the game now. So that's also finally there, and yeah, big congrats again to all those fantastic competitors who won that.
Yeah. And by the way, I almost forget to mention that I have a new blog post out. So if you go to blog.marekrosa.org, or I'm sure Erin has been posting it to the chat, you can read like much more details about this update.
Yeah, we'll be going over that. I believe we'll go over that in a second with Sander here. Yeah. You've got a brand new site actually, Marek, a brand new website for it's looking very nice, very nice indeed.
Updated.
I think it's live on Xbox. I'm seeing. I think Xbox is live.
And Joel, what about the free update?
Yes, so we're gonna the free update. I think like the update itself, I believe has gone out. Yeah, so I'm seeing the update's gone out, but the DLC is not released yet, so people can access the the armor panels and the small merge block and the magnetic plate, but the DLC is currently not accessible yet. From what so the Steam is live. Steam is live for the core update, and Xbox is live for both. So there we go.
That's good.
Fantastic. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how you guys find the content in this, and I'm going to show you in a bit some of the amazing things that can be created with these new blocks. Like our designers did some made some models for this for the kind of screenshots and stuff, and the potential which is unlocked with this new stuff is awesome. Like there's some really cool things in here, and one of the things that actually showcases that is a brand new custom game which is called Pertam Orbiter, and I'll show you that in just a little bit here. So it's like a new not a scenario, but a bit like the Red Ship Station, so a brand new kind of custom game for you guys to play around on now. So I'll show that in a bit as well. Let's see, I'm trying to get here. Fantastic, and we'll probably get here. Let's see, just check this. Is there anything else today, Marek, you would like to discuss the community? Or are you going to sit back and watch, read all the comments and follow the community along here?
Yeah. And I will watch the discussion between you and Sander and so on.
Fantastic. Thank you so much then, Marek, for coming on today. And it's always good to have you. And we'll see you next week for that Keen office tour, which we're going to have two cameras. Like we'll have the in-game camera walking around the in-game blueprint, and then a real-life camera walking around the real-life thing. So I'm really excited for that. And see how everyone finds that, and just to see how accurate it is. Actually, it looks very good.
Good. So thank you, Joel. Thank you, everyone, and bye.
Thanks, Marek. Thank you very much.
Really briefly, just a tiny interruption. You're going to get a little quick disembodied head here.
A bonus, Kianata. Hello, Kianata.
Bonus appearance. So we are working on resolving an issue with Steam where it's showing that it won't release for another 7 hours, but we are working to try and get that released sooner.
ASAP, yep.
Yeah, hopefully I don't know, nowish. Also, good job on our website, our blog, and our store page. You have buried them. They will be back up shortly. We're working on that as well. So thank you all very much. That's it.
Yeah, I was trying to get onto it myself now. So I think am I going to get Sanders ready to come on now? Fantastic. Okay, let's get Sander on then. There we go.
Hello. I hope you can hear and see me.
Sander, hello, welcome. It's out.
Hello.
Another Space Engineers update is here.
Exciting.
And actually, I'm going to use the backdrop of Pertam Orbiter as the background here. So if you guys come under New Game and then Custom Game, and you scroll down, we have a brand new scenario called Pertam Orbiter, which really nicely showcases off these new blocks and new vibes. So I'll come in here while we're waiting. I'll just put it on creative mode as well. So this is how you find the new scenario. But how's it been though, man? How's it been developing heavy industry?
It's exciting. We have so much new stuff, like a whole lot of new blocks, a couple of, I think, small but really cool features. I think mostly veteran players will really appreciate this. Those are the changes to the power systems and the handbrake.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll get into those in detail a bit more. They are yeah, they're subtle, but I think they're quite big ultimately. And they should also enable a couple of new things for our modding community. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna go through that. I'm actually trying to get the. It's funny because the blog post has been overwhelmed right now. Never had that before. So I would flick over this here and try and show some of the GIFs to show it off. But
it has finally loaded from. Well, I think the server is slightly.
Yeah, it's overwhelmed. That's a first. That's a first there. Hold on a second.
Oh my God, that's. Well, I'm just super happy everybody's so excited about this that we managed to crash the servers and overload the system.
Yeah, so we'll have to. I've got the Google doc up here. I can read through here. So one of the main things is that there's two main changes to behavior, which is both the brake toggle and the power toggle. So if I can. Yeah, this is good. Let's see here. So if I read this out. Basically, the default behavior for the parking brake meant that at any time it was triggered, all grids attached via connectors or landing gears or part wheels would all toggle. This would cause unexpected behavior and often result in a great deal of clang. So what's new, this update improves the behavior by adding a toggle option to connectors, landing gear and wheels that will allow you to ignore the parking brake functionality. Additionally, parking behavior has been streamlined and unified, allowing you to trigger parking actions on cockpits using timers. The second one is the power toggle, which is the default behavior for toggling power had the undesired effect of impacting all grids, subgrids, and connector grids. This made it very hard to control large or complex constructions and was especially problematic when landing at a charging station or base. Default behavior made the simple action of docking overly complex. So the new things is that several changes are being made to improve the behavior of the power toggle. Docking and subgrids and alternative power supply configurations should now operate in much more intuitive manner. The current functionality of pressing Y has been remapped to Control Y. So turning off everything, Control Y. Pressing Y will only affect the current grid and no longer toggle power off on any subgrids. By default, connectors on the current grid do not transfer power when power has been toggled off with Y. And this new functionality can be overridden with the setting in the connector. Connectors no longer require any power themselves to function. This will allow you to connect a rover that ran out of battery power, for example. This should aid in recovery and salvage operations. So there's just a quick rundown of the blog post there I've accessed. So hopefully that covers some of the changes. But this was a really nice quality of life change, because I know myself, I've had some accidents of the P and the Y, the button there. Yeah. So
those used to be quite dangerous to press, and from my point of view, it's not really a good thing when the game teaches you to press a button and then that button actually completely destroys whatever you've spent hours on working to make perfect. So with these changes, I'm pretty sure that people will be happy with them, and you can now relatively safely press power to toggle it on and off again, or off and on. Without stuff falling off your connectors or your landing gears or all that sort of stuff.
And so I know some of the, especially people that have more complex build, that's going to be, who have many subgrids and all kinds of things, it's going to be a lifesaver.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So if you, for example, build like your cargo ship and you have like a little container that you stuck to it, you can now press the Y button, like the power button, and that will just toggle off your power for your ship whenever you docked it, for example. But then your cargo container that you connected with a connector, it will still be attached as long as you actually toggled off the power, using the power button to connect that. So that should be really cool.
And I know that a lot of people in general, some players aren't so interested in like new blocks. They really want quality of life things to the existing game. And as well as these changes, there's also a bunch of bug fixes as well. I think over 100 bug fixes as well there. So hopefully I hope that the issue that you may have been having the last couple of months has been addressed with one of those fixes. And the guys are always looking to optimize the game and improve the game and fix bugs. So that always gets asked, are you guys still fixing bugs? Are you still optimizing? And it's an ongoing effort. It will be going on forever in that sense. For as long as the game is being developed, they'll always be looking at ways to improve what's already there. Actually, right now, standing on the screen, I've got one of the really nice new blocks, which is the Advanced Refinery reskin, which actually has, you're able to walk through it and connect up the catwalk blocks to connect that there. It's the same thing over here with the Advanced Assembler reskin as well here. So some of the really fantastic artwork by our artists, which we'll definitely be going over later with Natiq in more detail. But again, we were trying to go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, some of these blocks, I think they look amazing, and the art team did a really great job. There's especially the refinery and assembler. I think the fact that you can walk up to them and walk through them, it allows you to create a lot more interesting sort of designs in your industrial environments, and I think it's really cool.
And of course, one of the things was for this update, trying to, we always were looking at what to add in the base game as part of the free update, and what to add as the premium part of the update. And so one of the big things is armor plates, right, guys? And armor plates has been a request, armor panel, should I say, is one of the biggest requests for armor variants that we've had for a long time. And as of this update, we now have 16 new variants of armor panels here. So many, and coming in both the small grid and the large grid variant, and in heavy armor and light armor here. So super, I'm actually going to show you in a little bit here some of the potential of what you can do with these armor panels. This is a fantastic...
Yeah, it's 64 in total. There's a lot of them, and I think we have to give credit to the modders for this one as well.
Definitely,
they've been making similar things to this for several years now, and I think it's been long overdue that they should have been added to the vanilla game. So here they are. And
what they allow for is actually doing like diagonal, diagonal coloring and so on like that. Like here we have some armor blocks, and you have the half panels to kind of have this half painted slab here next to the connector with the new hazard skin, of course, another long requested skin. So for making those kind of danger zones or industrial areas, having these having the hazard print is going to be very useful, I think.
Absolutely.
The scenario is so nice, though. If I come over here, there's a couple of things to check out. Actually, I think this ship down here has some armor panels featured on it. And one of the other things about armor panels is that not just the armor panels themselves, but the construction states of the armor panels also add a lot of building potential, right? So this is the construction states of one of the armor panels. And we know that players use these in really clever ways as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things we think about when we design new kind of blocks, that, not just the final finished version of the block should look good, but also the construction stages. They can add a lot of cool details to blocks that you normally don't really think about. So I think that's something, especially for like the creative players who just plump down a lot of blocks. Actually, if you like grind them down, you may get some really exciting, interesting shapes for them as well. A good example of that is perhaps the storage racks that we added in the Wasteland update. They have different versions of the storage racks that have different components in them depending on how much you roll them up. And we try to do something similar in this case with like these armor panels and a couple of the other blocks as well that have really cool and interesting shapes and cool stuff for it. And
I mean, I'm so some of the blocks that I'm so happy about in the free update. We've got the small 1x1 merge blocks. So this has also been a huge. Oh, I can't spell. A huge request. Highly requested. So here it is. Little 1x1 merges. In comparison to the standard merge blocks for small grid. So this is another big request. So be it for missiles or be it for mechs, who knows what you're building, but having this on small grid is going to open up, again, so many possibilities for those more complicated builds, actually.
Absolutely.
And also, I'm overwhelmed, honestly, because I actually haven't explored this world so much. I love this ship. The guys have used the new beam blocks here, and as well. Go on. man.
this whole scenario, I have to say, it's so amazing. It's not a scenario. It's like a custom start world, of course, but this was made by Aragath, and I think he once again outdid himself in terms of how awesome this thing looks. Not only this little drop ship, but the whole station looks amazing. And
Definitely.
there's a really cool. One of my favorite parts of it is the drop pod. It's really exciting when you launch yourself down.
I haven't found that yet, actually. I haven't found the drop pods.
Okay, you gotta we gotta show it, man.
Oh, okay, we got to show the drop pod
so
off.
cool.
All right.
Absolutely, it's amazing.
Let's see here. I'm just showing off some of the beam blocks here. But this also is part of the free update. We have the magnetic.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. I was doing a weird thing where I said before. Also, part of the free update is the magnetic plates.
Right. The mag plates are part of the free update. Yeah.
So these are the flat magnetic plates here, and what it allows you to do is to create your own custom landing gear. So here we have this ship. It's able to lock onto this platform here, and they've basically made their own landing gear out of beam blocks and these flat panels. I think, was this one of the first things we decided on? Do you remember, Sander?
It might have been. I think the merge block was also quite early on in development.
Yeah.
I don't remember quite which one came first, but these ones were quite highly requested as well, I feel. And I think the mag plates allowed a lot of cool new stuff that just wasn't possible before with like that big landing gear, especially for people who like to build mechs or, of course, like cool looking aircraft or other spaceships that have like cool, legs coming out. It should be really easy to do those things now, and I think it looks really cool. And they also have a really cool footprint when you drop down on a planet.
Oh yeah, they actually when you land on Voxel, they actually leave an imprint in the sand or whatever, right? I haven't seen that. There's some things in this update I haven't seen yet. Some of these smaller polishings I haven't seen. But again, both in kind of making custom landing gears, but also in mechanical devices, having the functionality of a landing gear, which originally, is not always the slimmest of things, actually opens up, again, so much potential here. So there's the regular landing gear, which is 3 by 1, I think. Or 2 by 2? No, yeah, by 2. 3 by 2 by 1. Having it in just a 1 by 1 flat package that you can just put on the bottom of a ship is so nice. Because I always had the problem sometimes I wanted to have a super streamlined, sleek build, and it was hard to... You either had them on the bottom, which would stick out, or you'd have to kind of embed them inside, which wasn't always the easiest if you had a really slim build. So just slapping these in the bottom of a grid is going to allow for, these smaller builds or more compact builds to have very like slim profiles, but also still have that landing gear functionality there. So really, really excited about seeing the use of these blocks here. I mean, these are the biggest things here in the free update. The 1 by 1 small grid merge, the 64 variants of armor panels, and the magnetic plate as well. You may have saw in the trailer or the intro that we have some posters. There's also, I think, is it 4? How many posters is it?
3, I believe.
3 new.
They look amazing. Yeah, they're really cool.
See, are they in the station at all? I think there's
one
here.
Yeah, there should be a few. And I believe Natiq's going to say more about them, but they were made by our artist, Mike, and Mike's done a really good job with these things.
There we go.
I think they look so cool.
Part of the war effort. I think that was part of the idea of this update was this kind of in-between update between Warfare, where this stuff can be used by all sorts of players, but it's also really useful. It's also kind of tying it together with this kind of like war effort thing, right? Theme.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Oh, there's the last one. There's the 3. We want you. So there's the 3 ones that you guys can put around your base.
Classic one, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So let's see, man. Is the blog up yet? Do you know?
Ooh, that's. I can try and reload it, see if it works, but it's struggling a bit. It's sort of loaded for me, but like half the images are like not loading.
Okay. Well, I think we'll wait on that again for a bit then.
Yeah.
So maybe tell us again, maybe some other parts of the update. What was maybe the most challenging part of this update? Would you say?
Oof. Well, actually, the changes to the features of the power and brake system, those are features that have been in the game for so long, you know, like years and years, basically since I think the first release of the game. And when you're changing such fundamental things, it's very hard to like do it right and make sure nothing else breaks. So we did actually spend quite a lot of time going back and forth with, you know, the designers and programmers and making sure it's actually working as it should. And there's no weird, crazy bugs or any weirdness with it. And from what I understand, the programmers actually had to do quite a lot of work to rewrite a lot of the way the electrical systems work, especially for the power toggle.
Okay.
And just the way the whole power grid works, like when you have a subgrid, that it's actually a different grid, and it's that the whole power doesn't automatically transfer between everything. So the programmers did have to like redo a lot of that sort of stuff. But the way it's done now, it is allowing a lot more flexibility. And so I believe, from what I understand, a lot of modders are quite happy with this change as well, because it allows them to do some really cool new things that were just not possible before.
Fantastic.
So that's really cool.
Always having more support for modders is always amazing, because you know, while the updates are being developed at Keen, the modders are releasing content constantly, and definitely it helps the community thrive so massively, actually. So more power to the modders. I always believe in that. I would give them as much as possible, unlimited power and all that.
Well, they have a lot more power now. The power changes. So yeah, that's great.
So I'm trying to. There's so many blocks to show off, guys. Honestly, I mean, if this does come into the industry blocks here, these are all the industry blocks. We've got new hydrogen thrusters. We've got new cylindrical columns. We have conveyor pipes, new tanks. Similar to the magnetic plate, but a lot chunkier, is what we have. This is called the large magnetic plate, and it looks like, let me put some small blocks on this here. It looks like this. It'd be perfect.
A big boy.
Yeah, it's 3 by 3 by 3, I think. So perfect for like cranes and stuff. And I think in the trailer and one of the blog post gifs, I use it on like a forklift. Well, not a forklift, like a mini kind of picker-upper thing here. So it's got this rounded shape. This is the small grid variant here. And the large grid variant is absolutely massive here, and I think I'm going to have to come back down to this ship. Let's see. Is that half blocks under there? Nope, it's good. Okay. Is that enough room? Maybe. There it is. Oh, man.
It's quite big.
Just about fit it in there. Let's just go up. Okay. This could potentially also be used as landing gear for mega ships.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it is. You can definitely use it like that. You can. It is. It is. I think a really cool looking block, and it's so chunky and big. You know, it's like awesome for if you have this massive starship and you just want like a big fat landing foot and you know, plop it down. That's perfect for that. 3 by 3 by 3 by 2 is the size of this one. Yep.
And some of this, because it's so massive here, you might have to do some kind of adapting it where you actually kind of round it off like this, right? Let's see, we've got the triangle part. I need the other one. It's a little bit of, let's see here, mid-tip. There you go. So you might want to do some like rounding off and stuff for it, because it's absolutely huge. But the detail, I mean, our artists continue to kind of push the level of quality on the blocks that we create. It's they're always finding, you know, new ways to new methods, and kind of really getting the most out of the engine in terms of visuals. And in a bit we're going to have Natiq on, and he'll be talking more and going through some of the screenshots and stuff like that. So that's another one of the blocks there. But we'll definitely get on to the art in more detail in a bit here. Let's see. What's your favorite block, Sander?
Ooh, from the DLC part, it's so hard to choose because they're so cool. Like there's a lot of them that are really cool. I think the girders are, from my point of view, one of the cooler blocks we added, and I also really like the hydrogen tank. Just this round shape, you know, it's so different from the existing hydrogen tank, and it fits really well with the new thruster, of course. And I mean, yeah, there's just so many cool blocks, you know. It's like hard to say which one is the best, because they're all cool in my opinion. But yeah.
Here we have the industrial hydrogen thrusters here, both large and small and large variants here, like super detailed, super kind of industrial looking tanks and all that stuff. And even inside, the textures inside are also really cool, actually. Oh, that's straight. Okay, I'll have to, let's see. So I knew it because I was doing some kind of like videos like of GIFs inside here. So they got some really cool patterns inside here.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
these
really well,
are
nicely detailed.
Let's have a look. And again, this is not really incorporated into a ship. I think this ship was possibly... the ship does... this does have them. This has the small ones there. So
yeah. I believe all the new blocks are in this station somewhere.
I know that there's some great screenshots we're going to go through in a bit with Natiq, actually. Some of them showing the pipes. Okay, so... Again, I'm kind of randomly picking some here because obviously for now we haven't got all the time in the world to go for all of them, but we'll get to it, I think, across the course of the stream here. And I see lots of questions in the chat, guys. I'm sorry we haven't been answering any questions in chat. There will be a chance for Q&A at the end of the stream with Kianata. He's going to be pulling some of the most popular questions. And if you guys have any issues or just general feedback, we'll be trying to get to that in a bit. So just hold the questions for a little bit, and we'll try and get to that in a bit. We'll try and get through as much of the update here with Sander. So do you want to go through? I mean, we could go system. If I can get the blog post up, that would be the best. Oh, it's up now. Okay, here we go. I have it now. Great.
Ooh, all right, awesome.
In that case, we can go through this. I hope. We just keep that up, and then we can just quickly go over all the contents, like, you know, with the community here. Would that sound a good plan to you, Sander?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay. In the meantime, I really want to show off a really cool build.
It's sort of, well, for me, it has loaded, but I'm still not seeing the images, but that's okay.
Overwhelm the website.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, still taking a while on that there. Is there any notable like bug fixes that you could probably call out, Sander, or is it best to look at refer to the?
There are a lot of them. Like, it's hard to say what are the main ones because I honestly don't remember because there are so many of them. Yeah, which one was there? A lot of like bugs that were introduced like with animations and stuff in the Warfare update have been fixed, I believe. A bunch of new crash bugs or like crash bugs that were in the game for a while have been fixed, I believe. Honestly, I don't know that much more about like which bugs have all been fixed.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, people, probably best to refer to the changelog, I think, for that stuff.
Yeah, the changelog should have all of them, and it's huge. I've seen the changelog. It's very big.
Let's see here. I want to show off on stream here one of the coolest builds. It's hidden off somewhere on this map. I really want to, and actually, we're going to play on this later on a dedicated server. I think Climb is going to set up a dedicated server this in a bit, but I want to show it off because one of my favorite builds using armor panels. Is it hiding inside this hangar? There it is. Look at this. Let me get it out the hangar here. Hold on. I never even thought that armor panels could be... Oh, it crashed. Never even thought that armor panels could be used this way. Hold on. Hold on a second here. And... there we go. Look at that. It's got glass on the side. It's basically created a custom cockpit here with a mix of small ship glass and armor panels. And this is done by our level designer, Miko, or Smoky, as you guys may know him as. But an absolutely beautiful use of armor panels here. We just jump out. I mean, look at this. Got some beam blocks in the front. But I love the side. It's so cool seeing this the side where he's got one large, I guess, 3x2 glass panel and then armor panels around it to kind of create this window cutout. And that is what you can do with armor panels, be it custom cutouts, be it custom paint jobs like, you know, stripy diagonal paint jobs on ships. They open up a whole range of possibilities for both like structural, but also from like a visual point of view. So yeah, I just wanted to jump on this world real quick to show off this, and you can kind of see he's got this kind of arch here as well using the armor panels and the back.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really love it. It's like the little fender in the back there. It's really cool. We gotta show the drop pod though.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to that. Yeah,
my personal favorite parts of this whole this whole world.
Okay, that's the first world, the Pertam Orbiter, right?
Oh right, sorry. I thought we were. Okay. Yeah.
I stealthily switched there. I stealthily switched.
I didn't even notice. I was looking at the website.
And I have word. The DLC is released, guys. You can now pick up the DLC for $3.99 or your equivalent regional pricing. So it's out. Let me just switch back here. I've got the blog post as well, I think. Yes, I do. Very nice. Oh, no, I don't have the pictures yet. Still overwhelmed. Still overwhelmed.
Oh, no. It has kind of loaded for me. I've got the pictures now.
Okay, I think it just takes a while.
Yeah.
I think you just have to be patient.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Great.
Awesome.
Let's see. Checking that I've... Okay. Let's see where the... There's a lot of stuff in chat here. Catch up. Check this is good. Even that's it's interesting though. You've got it? Got it? Nice.
Awesome.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, I'm gonna keep that off to the side there. Let me jump back on Pertam Orbiter. Okay, there we go. Oh, I think I turned autosave off. That's good. It's a shame I can't get this because I want to. Maybe. Oh, hello. It's. Oh, I see. That's the actual blog there. Okay. Is the okay.
Is it working?
I think so. I'm just trying to get this up. Okay. That was quick. I feel like it finally went live. People have been like, oh, and then it just suddenly boom. Done. Okay.
Awesome.
I'm back on the Pertam Orbiter here. So maybe you want to guide me to the drop pod here.
I believe it's hidden in the small asteroid where the dropship is on top of, if I'm not mistaken.
So show the guys off the music in here as well.
Oh yeah, we have the new music from the contest.
You got some lo-fi? You have to add it yourself. Obviously, you come in here and like a sound block, you have to add the music you want to add to it, but...
Time for some sea shanties.
Wait, where's... There we go. Or the elevator music, of course.
Of course. That's one of the best, to be honest.
I feel like this will be the most used, just because of its like ambient nature. Going down a mining shaft, you know, or... I love this room. So let me try and see if I can find this other area here. Oh, yes. The yellow buttons on this is functional as well. Where's it gone? Yeah. It's 3 buttons in the end. There was some speculation if it was just going to be one, the big red one, but no, the small ones are there as well, so.
Yep.
Okay, let's find... I think it might be this part of it. Let's have a look.
It's kind of tricky for me to guide you because your stream is like a few seconds behind you.
Yeah. I feel like this might be it. There's some... here's the new round hydrogen tank. With the tubes as well. It's so cool though having this button, being able to put this button panel... Like, obviously you have the classic one, which has even more buttons, but having this upright one like this for like specific machinery inside a base is super, super nice, actually. There's another area here. Okay. Yeah, this is the drop pod, isn't it? Yeah, I can see a little hatch here. Okay. I can see it. That's a nice little touch there. It's got... I wonder, see if you can apply stripes to the inside of this gate. I mean, I guess this is from, if you color this with the hazard pattern. It's interesting, okay. Yeah, this looks like a little drop pod to me. Launch. Oh! Oh, where am I? Okay, some explosions happened. I think that I think the door, I think the hinge door didn't come off in time. Free falling.
Well, that's okay.
Free falling down to Pertam. And the door's malfunctioned.
Well, that's an old base, you know. That's fine. As long as the parachute still works, we should be okay.
Off to Pertam, there we go. So that was unexpected.
So, one-way trip.
Aghayev says that happens sometimes. Okay, so you can sometimes expect that from Pertam Orbiter. Not that... So there we go. I have the blog post up here, though. I won't explore the rest of this scenario, guys. I'll let you guys explore it. I just wanted to give you a taste of, you know, what you can expect from Pertam Orbiter, which you can find... I should specify, it's a scenario, but not like a scenario, more like a custom game. Like the classic scenarios, like the red ship and the blue-green station, for example. So, but still, it's something new for you to kind of just use and experiment. Or you can even start your survival out here if you really wanted to as well. So, it's... I say lovingly crafted by our designers. It's very, very nice indeed. I love the kind of the ambience in here. So let's do that. I will get on to the blog post now and we'll go through this.
Yep.
And quickly flick through this, and then we're going to get Natiq on to talk about the art in a little bit here. So,
all right.
Here we go. We mentioned that. So, July 28th, 2021. Let's go turn this down and put this up. And we'll kind of flick over some of it here because we've kind of discussed the intro already. You guys can see all the summary of the update and the heavy industry pack. Okay, maybe not all the not all the images have loaded yet. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, we can still talk about it, I guess. There's some very nice GIFs there that should be there, but I guess they're still having oh, no, they're coming. I think just they're coming here. Here they come. If I scroll down the page, it will load all the images in here. Let's have a look.
That's interesting.
Force it to load them. Yeah, I think it's, again, we've never had this before, but I think the blog is being overwhelmed a little bit here.
Yeah.
It's coming in now. Okay, great. There we go. There we go. Fantastic. So, can I go across? No, I can't. Okay. So part of the free update, we've already kind of gone over it. We had the armor panels, 16 shapes, light and heavy variants, and small and large grids. So a huge amount of potential, probably the highest amount of potential when you, especially when you consider the construction models, the build stages of these blocks as well, and all the new usages that you can use for this. You can use it in. The small grid merge, which was a big, I know, this was something that, if a big personal request as well for a while, and I think it was possibly the first part of the update that was actually kind of approved, actually, or like we agreed on. So really happy to get that out. We have the magnetic plate, both large and small grid variants here. Again, for making custom landing gear, it's perfect. If I can, if I zoom in, can I scroll across? No, I can't. Okay. Goes out a little bit then. And propaganda poster LCD images. There's now 3 new fantastic images made by our art team here, which for you to decorate the bases in. And we had the Pertam Orbiter scenario, which I just kind of showed you a little bit of. This is the improved brake toggle. The quality of life change. That's I know that people are going to really... I'll show that in game a little bit as well. You can kind of see on the GIF here, there's a new option that says allow parking brake in the inside the terminal now for these blocks. Have the...
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the bigger changes in the game. You know, the parking brake and the power toggle. I'm still like really happy how we managed to do this. This is one of the cooler things.
Definitely. And as I was saying, I think for builders of more complex builds, this is going to be lifesavers in some situations, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
A shout out to the modders for definitely for the continued support, collaboration, and inspiration. Some of these guys we spoke with while developing this update. Obviously, the armor panels. I think Uncle Steve possibly was the first person to make armor panels, and then since then, I think more recently the AQD expansion from Enenra, and I think SE Modder too. Maybe all of these players have done armor panels. I'm not sure. They might just be general. I think that these are also for the magnetic plates as well, right?
Yeah. And possibly 1 or 2 for the small grid merge block. I know there is a modded version of it, but I believe it did have some issues because I think needed to do some under the hood kind of stuff to make it actually work.
Right.
Or at least work properly. So that was a small thing, but I'm not honestly, I'm not entirely sure which one of these modders did what thing, but I think we're all really grateful that
because
we've got them.
The links here are for the actual profiles rather than the actual mods. So I think players out there will definitely know which mods those apply to, though. So really, really big shout outs and claps to you guys out there. And what can I say? Yeah, keep it up. Keep the fantastic modding work. Definitely.
Great stuff.
Next up, we have the Sounds of Space Engineers music update. I know you guys finally, we had, I forget now, we had like, what was it, 300 entries or something? And we eventually picked...
There's so many good ones.
And you actually helped vote, right, Sander? I think you were involved with the voting. Oh, was that...
I don't think I was, but...
It may have been... Okay. No, you weren't involved. Oh, man. I think it was possibly before. I can't remember now. But, yeah. So 15 tracks plus the bonus Space Elevator by Gordon as well there. So these can be found in the sound blocks and in the jukebox. So definitely some ambient music for your ships and stations.
Absolutely.
Next, we come on to the heavy industry pack here, and available on. Go on, go Heather.
Oh, no, sorry, you go on.
I'm being slow. It's okay. So yeah, available on Steam and on Xbox right now. It's now live for $3.99, or your regional equivalent, and we're going to go through some of the content here. I'll just zoom in on this, I think, a little bit. There we go. So we had the large magnetic plate. Obviously, in the free update, you had the flat one, the kind of very flat panels. These ones are chunkier here, and you can see how you might use them on some of your constructions. There's a little kind of small grid crane and like a large grid chunker there. We have the beam blocks, 10 variants of beam blocks, which I believe have the same, do you know what they're made of? Is it the same as armor blocks, right?
I believe so. Yeah, they are. I believe made of. They. Ooh, actually, no. They. I think are interior plates and construction components, if I am not mistaken. But I believe Aragaf will be able to say more about that in the chat.
We have the industrial conveyor pipes. A departure from the classic angular conveyor design. These industrial conveyor pipes in 4 variants, which also includes a new conveyor sorter, which is, again, fantastic models here. And having these tubes can really, like, we don't have that much rounded stuff in Space Engineers, you know, and I think some people are often asking, like, more love for the rounded blocks. And it's actually quite nice when you get a mix of angular and also rounded blocks in the game. So I've got some more pictures later on from Natiq showing off some builds using these pipes, and I can tell you it's really, really great here.
Yep, they're awesome. I think that the cool thing with these conveyor pipes as well is like some of the straight ones, they're just like straight, and then you have this one with like a little flange around it, and so you can build a lot more cool detailed sort of conveyors that are a bit more visually interesting than the standard ones. And I think that's a really cool thing to like visually make your stuff look nice.
Definitely. Cylindrical column, which is, again, it's the same space as the small column, but it's just absolutely massive. This takes up like a whole block space, but they're quite detailed, and they look great in concrete as well. So there's, even with some of the, when applied with some of the other armor skins, these columns can look really, really amazing, actually. I haven't showed these off in game up close, but they've been in the background kind of helping with the detail of some of these builds.
Yeah, absolutely. They're like, again, like similar to the conveyor pipes. I think it's really cool to allow you to create like some different visual styles. And additionally, these columns, they are really nice if you stack them on top of each other and then put a windmill on top of it, for example. You can make some really nice poles with it.
Yeah.
Or the radar dish or antenna dish from the Frostbite DLC. That one's really nice as well to combine with this one.
Definitely.
So there's some really cool stuff you can do with it.
As always, it's going to take like a couple days, maybe after a week, there'll be a ton of builds using all these new stuff, which is always exciting to see. The big red button, the vertical button panel.
A great big favorite, I think. A lot of people seem to like that in the teaser we posted a couple of weeks ago. I think it was. When was it? I don't remember exactly, but big red button. Everybody loves a big red button. And as you said, like both the other 2 buttons are usable as well. So you can maybe build an elevator or like some machinery, with like go up, go down, and like the big one if you want to stop it or explode something. Who knows? Whatever you want to do with it.
Definitely. It's I love just seeing it next to the exact component that it controls. It looks so nice there.
Yeah. We've
got the hydrogen tank reskin. Striking spherical design, high pressure hydrogen storage tank, more round blocks. So actually, there's a lot of rounded blocks in this, and they all kind of work quite nicely with the pipes and stuff. Actually, I think this and the thrusters as well, which we'll get to.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have the tanks, we have the large cargo container reskin. Also, ton of detail, ton of kind of greebling, you might say, on this build. And I haven't actually shown that in game, I don't think, yet. So we'll have to show this industrial style cargo container, which just looks amazing. I mean,
it's been in the background of some of the shots that you've shown, I believe. But it's because there's so much cool detail in a lot of these new blocks. It's kind of hard to like individually see a lot of them, because I think for a lot of players, if they're not used to seeing it, there's like a new block and you're like, hey, what am I looking at here? What is this cool thing? And then
like this image here,
and it's like,
like the actual splash banner, there's just so much going on. And I know it was like people were like breaking it down. The stream announcement like, oh, there's that, because actually you can see it just above your head here, the large cargo, but it maybe not have been clear exactly what it was before this. So that's a large cargo. We have the industrial refinery. And just like the assembly below it, it has areas that you can walk inside it and connect up with the existing catwalk blocks. So a really interesting way to... It obviously some way limits the way you orientate it, because if you have it on the side and stuff, you won't be able to do that without some kind of shift in gravity. But if you do happen to have it in the upright position, yeah, allows some really cool ways to kind of integrate it in a base and save space and stuff. So it's just amazing. The guys, the artists just keep pushing themselves to the max with this stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the same here.
The doing a great job.
Definitely. I definitely know you had fun kind of because they looked a bit different, and I think there was some collaboration as to where how much walking through-ness they should have, right, and so on. There was discussions about where to put the railings and so on. So
yeah, exactly. There's been a bit of like back and forth with these things, but I really like how that turned out in the end. They're looking really cool.
And two final things here. We have the industrial hydrogen thrusters, which again, look fantastic. I haven't shown all the variants yet. Even the small grid have these like a lot of pipes here, so I'll have to jump back in game and show them here. But I think this will again combine with the new pipes. Look really good to mix up that kind of more angular classic look that SE's had. So really excited to see these in use.
Absolutely.
And finally, we have the hazard pattern armor skin. Beware, danger, caution. A hazard skin for all of your industrial creations. So that summarizes the kind of the whole update and DLC there, guys. And there's a section here on what's next. We already kind of covered. You can definitely read through this, guys, yourselves. I'll get the link in the chat. And in general, Marek already said later, there's big questions always on Warfare 2. Warfare 2 is coming. And the main thing, there'll be new weapons. There'll be new kinds of weapons. Big improvements to combat and quality of life changes. So still in the works. There's going to be some significant work ahead still, and there's definitely going to be some, I think, big changes to how combat is in Space Engineers. Like I've seen, I can't really talk about any of the kind of features and mechanics that we have planned, but already from what I've seen, it will like change how people use combat in Space Engineers. So that is still coming on the horizon there. So there you go.
Absolutely. I think for the very, how should I put it? The very observing players may notice there's a small, tiny little teaser hint hidden inside this update for the Warfare 2 update. But I'm not going to say anything else. Like that's all I'm going to say.
Do I know what this is? Maybe. No, I'm not sure
Maybe you don't.
Yeah. So teaser hunters, get hunting. Apparently there's something. You have to message me because I'm. Oh. Yeah, okay, I do know what it is then. Yeah, I do know what it is. Okay, great, yeah. Nearly appeared on stream though, actually, because it was... Nearly appeared on stream. Fantastic. Okay, that's cool. That's exciting. So, yeah.
Awesome.
And of course, guys, we're always hiring these days from abroad as well. So even if you're not in Europe or the Czech Republic and you're looking for a new opportunity, always check out our jobs page, because we're still always looking for more talent out there. And what better talent than talent from the community who already have a passion for space engineers and space. So definitely consider it, as it's been great actually having this. Having remote collaboration has been massive, because it really has completely, it's like the difference of how wide the kind of net can be cast is just like we've often, even myself, I came from the UK, right? And we even before this, we were always like open to hiring people from abroad, but with the intention to kind of relocate. But that relocation is not like needed anymore. So it's a big opportunity for people who are all over the world and have an interest in working at Keen Software House. So I think that goes over the update pretty well. We're going to obviously get into some more Q&A and some more art and more gameplay in a bit. But is there anything else from Sander today? Anything else you want to kind of give a shout out for, or make sure you've forgotten anything maybe?
I think we've done pretty much everything. Come work for Keen. It's pretty great.
There it is. Come work for Keen.
All right. I'll see you guys around.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming on. See you later, Sander. See you in the next one.
Bye. See ya.
Okay then, guys. So now we're waiting on Natiq, lead artist, head artist Natiq, to talk about the amazing art that we've had in this update. So I don't see him in my Zoom yet. So hopefully he's just going to join in a second here. Just going to see. So here, there's cylindrical columns on the side. There's so many Easter eggs in this station. In terms of like, it's Easter eggs, but like subtle design, which you wouldn't necessarily notice initially. But yeah, let's see. Here's this new industrial cargo. Oh, Natiq is here. Fantastic timing. Here we go. And I know you guys, I see lots of questions in the chat. I know that Erin has been monitoring the chats, and we will, let me just accept this. And we'll get to all the questions after Natiq. So if we, once we've, interviewed Natiq here, we will try and replace pin. Okay, let's see. All right, Natiq, hold on.
Hey.
I hear you. Hello. Let's see. Let's transition in. There he is. The main art man himself, Natiq.
Oh, yeah.
How is it? How's it been to see the glory of the art team finally unleashed, you might say?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Completely fantastic. It's so great to hear you and to be here, actually. And first of all, I would like to, well, as usual, first of all, I would like to thank my dear art team and the great team. This is the great team I'm working in and have an honor to lead. And these are the glorious yet humble guys standing behind the visual beauty of this update and DLC, of course. So yeah, thank you guys for the outstanding job you did for this update and DLC parts, of course. You did really great job on the concepting, modeling, texturing, and other art-related stuff, really. So great job.
I'm always saying how the team, the whole team, but the art team are continuously pushing themselves to make these models more and more detailed, and even if they're like, I don't know, not crazy detailed, what's there is just very refined and very polished, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we try as much as we can to push the quality. We're growing as a team, and there are new artists that are joining our team, which is also cool. And and because obviously we have a lot of cool and exciting things to work on ahead of us. But let me get this straight, guys. Artist's job is not only about cool and exciting stuff, right? We also face many challenges, like artistic challenges, of course. But we're totally fine with that. Like the saying goes, the safest place on Earth for a ship is a harbor, but that is not what ships are built for. So we're really trying to push our limits. We're trying to show off in the good sense. We're trying to say to the outside world, look how cool we are. Look how we can approach different kinds of tasks. How beautiful we can do some things. That's basically what is going right from our artistic hearts. Basically, we're trying to show off. We're trying to do cool stuff, so that the stuff that actually motivates people, that just looks awesome. That's very important for us as artists, really. And of course, we have a lot of plans, actually. And
so many plans.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm sure. Go ahead, man. Go.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Speaking about our beautiful art team, currently we're in the process of preparing the document and special type of onboarding document for the newcomers, so that the new guys that are joining our team know exactly our art style, so that all the blocks that we're currently working on and will be working on are in the same style, basically.
Right.
But this is very important because currently we have more than 600 blocks, probably. Like 600 blocks. Just think about it. Like both large and small grid.
So many.
So,
And I say over 100 variants in this update alone, right?
Yeah, for sure. So just think about it. You need to establish some kind of a like art style that like some artistic boundaries, which you have to keep going along, so that all blocks are looking not the same, but in the same art style, and so that everything is like interconnecting in the right way. We've been receiving like comments about that some blocks are not going very well with especially older ones. So guys, we hear you. We do understand that we have these problems, or rather
inconsistency.
Points.
Inconsistencies.
Thingies. So yeah, we will definitely look on that. We will also look on the optimizations. We do know that some blocks are probably like too complicated triangle wise.
Yeah, or at least as long as the LODs can be more aggressive, or the LODs, it can be okay, but definitely performance. As much as everyone loves really detailed blocks and cool looking stuff, it definitely on the bigger builds it can have problems when there's just that much detail, especially if it's a block that, like, if it's like a med bay, you're not going to have 5,000 med bays, but if it's something like a gyroscope or a thruster, you might have lots and lots of those. So that's where it can add up. I just wanted to just point out one thing about kind of the fact that some blocks don't match up perfectly, and it's simply because, like, you guys are trying to push yourself, but it's hard to push yourself to some point without shifting slightly, right? Like, one of the examples here, I'm not going to go into too much, but I think a really good example is this merge block, right? Here we have, it's a simple block, relatively. It's nothing crazy. It's not like a refinery. But here we have the two blocks here, and here's the original, which is, it's fine. It's fine, right?
Yeah, of course.
But then as soon as you come into the small one, even though it's smaller, like, it's like even the backside, it's got that much kind of more things going on, more detail, right? Compared to
definitely.
Because you guys have really excelled and have got really better at the methods of making blocks in SE. So looking at some of the blocks and seeing how you can, maybe improve them would be awesome, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Space Engineers is a game that is in development for some time already, and the team had different artists, and this is an ongoing process. Different artists, different styles, different tools, even different mindsets, everything. Sometimes it's really difficult to keep the art style in one consistent direction. But what we try as hard as we can, and we have a lot of cool stuff coming, actually.
Well, without saying too much, but I know just because Marek mentioned earlier, warfare stuff is still planned. There's a big question about it because we said this is the year of war and space engineers, but of course this is kind of a interlude, you might say, between warfare updates, and this is again still useful in maybe combat builds and so on, but it's also something for people who's not so interested in that as well. And we already mentioned the vague spoilers being new weapons, new kinds of weapons. So even that alone, you can just imagine some of what the art team has ahead of them without going into what that might be.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
So
all right. Let's dive into the screenshot.
Let's do it, man. There was one thing.
My favorite.
Your favorite section, show and tell, and Natiq.
That's so cool. Let's have a look at some beautiful pictures.
One thing I just wanted to show off was these hydrogen thrusters real quick, because on the small grid, they're actually different here. Like, you had to, I guess you didn't want to have them as complicated as like the larger ones.
Yeah.
The larger ones are more like the large grid, but the small ones are nice, but they have like these kind of like little tubes going around the outside of them here. So it's slightly different, but you wouldn't want all that detail on something so small like that. But still, I love the look of these small small grid thrusters here. So anyway, let's
By the way, speaking of those small grid industrial hydrogen thrusters, most probably we will be slightly optimizing that multi-tubes area.
Okay.
Because probably it might take a little bit, like it might be a little bit heavy.
Oh, okay.
It
Performance.
might be. We are not sure yet, but most probably we would like to optimize stuff. As I was already mentioning, it's just better to have things optimized as much as possible, because especially these types of thrusters are being used quite intensively.
Definitely.
To my knowing, right?
Okay, man. So we'll get on to the screenshots here. I first have the oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. This is it. And I first have the free update here. Let me just make sure it's.
Mm-hmm.
I want the playback to start at the start here.
Yeah.
Why are you starting? Okay, let's see what happens if I bring this up. Okay, wait. That's.
Okay.
There we go. So this is the. Oh, wait, no. Hello. Strange. It's. There we go. Now I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay,
this.
let's see. Yeah. Oh, did you start actually with the?
No, that's because that was the background image. That was why. It wasn't part of the slideshow. This is the background image. So this is shifting. This is basically the image, right, containing all the free content. It's like the free content version of the DLC banner, right?
Yeah. So this particular image, it shows quite nicely the armor plates, as you can see here. The mag plates, of course, right? What else? The posters, the propaganda posters made by our concept artist Mike Hamlet. He's working from USA, by the way. So yeah, like you guys were already mentioning, we're open for remote cooperation. So if you guys want to join our beautiful team, please send us your CV, apply, and we will be happy to see you guys in our beautiful, great art team.
Definitely. See here.
So this is the beautiful screenshot. What else can I say? It features armor plates, mag plates, and what else? And just the beauty of space engineers. What else? And the next slide, please.
This is this.
On the next slide, you will most probably see, with a little bit of lag that I'm experiencing,
Smocky's, some of the really cool rovers that I showed briefly on stream earlier, but also demonstrating the use of the armor panels. Both the construction, I was saying this, like the armor panels, obviously super exciting, but also the build states, the construction models of those panels can also be used with great effect, actually.
Yeah, I agree. And on the upcoming slides, you will see even the greater examples of how you can use the armor plates, not only their LOD0, like the build phase of the armor plates, but also the construction stage. So you can build so many cool things with it.
These rovers look amazing. There's just so much detail in there now. Yeah. Like, again, the custom cockpit with the armor panels and small ship glass, and even those panels kind of like holding the wheels in place at the back. It's just awesome. Smoky is a master builder, so.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Miko.
There we go.
He's doing a great job.
Some of the ships in the background there also with the armor plates.
Yeah, you can see how you can use those armor plates. Like they're a very big part of the design here. They're adding a lot, and especially in those framing of the for the window. Like it was a completely surprise for me, actually. I didn't think about that.
I feel like I haven't seen that before. Like, even though we've seen mods with armor panels, I probably have. There probably has been, but like I haven't really seen that used before. Even though the mod's been, I haven't seen that where people have made like custom window cutouts using the armor panels. It's really cool use, and I'm sure our players will find, even more amazing uses of that.
Yeah.
Some more pictures here around this little
Yeah,
base
for sure.
outpost. We've got again the armor panels. Armor panels